Scottish gangsters are considered one of the most ruthless, no-nonsense, feared types of criminals. 1. For the lack of remorse. 2. Because the organised crime units are ran traditionally under a family name. They have a hierarchy that is so far unremovable, even when the boss goes away to prison, their criminal underlings will still carry out the orders. 26-year-old criminal gangster Robert Warnock relied on his trustworthy gang to get revenge for the stabbing of his brother, 18-year-old Reece Warnock, on August 2019, despite the fact that Robert was already behind bars, serving an 11-year sentence after trying to end the life of a woman and her partner. Now, family is irreplaceable, and Robert understood this better than anyone else. However, his anger, his frustration, his resolve meant that he would do anything to harm anyone, young or old. It didn't matter, if it meant that he would get his much-needed revenge. In turn, he turned the estate of Greenock into a war zone, targeting rivals and their families, including children. Now, Robert blamed Andrew Sutherland and his half-brother, Leonard Cole Jr., for the attack on his brother, Reece. So Robert assigned his gang to send a message to the properties and their relatives. The first Greenock petrol bombing took place in July 2020 at a flat in Union Street, Greenock, in the Clyde, where Leonard Cole's parents were stopping at the time. After the first bombing, a second attack on a flat was orchestrated in September 2020, carried out this time by local drug dealer, 46-year-old George Miller. He would set the property alight and his payments will be Class A drugs. Now, any time gangs play tit for tat, there's always going to be casualties. So, in September 2020, George Miller went to the flat in Union Street with a jerry can of petrol, a lighter and matches. He poured petrol through the letterbox and doused exterior bricks and mortar, and then he set the place alight, watching the flames engulf the building. Only he did not take a step back, and he actually set himself on fire in the process. And sadly, George Miller did not make it. He died when he set the flat on fire. Now, the final petrol bombing took place at a flat in Cumberland Road on September 19th, 2020, where more of Leonard Cole's family were targeted. The place was set alight even though it was known that children also occupied that flat. Robert Warnock did not care. During the campaign of terror, Robert Warnock and his men, Craig McFarlane, Kane Carr, used social media to warn the locals of Greenock that more drama and terror would unfold for anybody who lived on the estate and got in their way or contacted police. The social media accounts used to warn people of Greenock also says that they would stop if payment were made. Now, when Robert Warnock's gang was put in front of the judge commented that Robert acted like a gangster and turned the streets of Greenock into a war zone, where moms, dads, pets and children were all targets in a criminal's feud. Robert was jailed for 15 years and 3 months. That will run concurrently with his current 11-year sentence. Craig McFarlane was jailed for 15 years. Kane Carr was jailed for 10 years. And Drew Darling was also jailed for 6 years. Now, during this spell, Craig McFarlane's place was also set alight in a tit for tat. But ironically, when he was questioned by police, he said to the police he had no idea that some kind of gang feud was going on. He played dumb right until the end. And that just shows the loyalty that he had to Robert Warnock. Stay safe. Safe.